Hello, everybody, and welcome to Our Ventura. I'm your host, Annie Gabriel, and I'm here today with Dr. Bunny Vreeland, and she is a clinical hypnotherapist that practices here in Ventura.
Mm-hmm. Board certified.
Board certified, and she also has a radio show that you may or may not know about yet. So, welcome, Dr. Bunny.
Thanks, Annie. It's good to be here.
Thank you. So tell me, tell me about the hypnotherapy portion.
Well, I know you believe in hypnotherapy because we've had many conversations about that.
I'm a certified hypnotherapist my own self.
Yes, so obviously you believe in it. I'm going to take you back to when I was 8 years old. My father had surgery under hypnosis.
Wow. When
I was 8, he had hemorrhoid surgery, which at that time was really painful, and people would put it off as long as they could, but he did it under hypnosis. He went to the hospital. He drove himself home, Annie. Got in the car, I swear to you, got in the car, drove himself home without a moment's pain. And he didn't have any bleeding. Don't ask me.
Wow.
But that was my first impact of, hypnotherapy. Mm-hmm. When I was in my 20s, I would drop to my knees from the pain of migraine headaches. And I also had 33 allergies that I was seeing an allergist for maybe 3 times a week. I was going to see this allergist. And one day I was standing in line at Barnes & Noble, and I saw this little audio tape. This was before CDs, obviously. And I bought this little tape. It said stressed. Well, I didn't even think I was stressed, but I bought the tape. I don't know why. And I took it home. I started listening to that tape, and after 2 months, all of my allergies were gone, and my headaches went away. Now,
wow.
I found out later that this was a hypnotherapy tape. The tape was by a man named Mark Russell, who I had no knowledge of at the time, but ended up meeting about a year later. And so Mark and I have had many conversations about hypnotherapy. In fact, we still, after, 25 years, we still, communicate via email. And he sends me articles that he's written. I send him things that I write. And, it's just everywhere I go, I'm seeing more and more openings to hypnotherapy.
Right.
It's been in O magazine, Oprah's O magazine. They have had a number of actually, I think it was who was the man, the hypnotherapist that hypnotized the whole audience, and including Oprah. It was a few years ago, and I'll think of his name in a minute. He wrote Many Masters, Many. What's the name of the book? Many Masters, Many Selves, I think it was. Sports Illustrated has talked about hypnosis and its many benefits, obviously for people who are sports involved. Years ago, there was a book called The Inner Game of Golf, The Inner Game of Tennis, which is all about self-hypnosis.
Wow.
It's hugely powerful, and people have this, I'm going to say, a prejudiced notion that, perhaps I'm going to control them in some way. Nothing could be further from the truth, and you know that.
No,
yeah.
It's a healing tool.
It's a healing tool. Yeah, absolutely.
And you can use it for so many different applications.
So many different applications.
Well, can you explain for the audience the different levels of hypnotherapy, the different kinds?
Right. Well, I think you start out, you can go to I don't even know how long it is anymore, maybe a month, and you can get your hypnosis certification. Then you can proceed and go further and get your master's. I have a PhD, and it took me 40 years. Well, it wasn't all hypnosis, but it helps to have some psychology background. It helps to have a lot of background that can help guide you. I was a model for a number of years, and I did image consulting. So for me, it worked this way. I would work with the outer part, the makeup, the hair, the wardrobe, and I really loved doing that. In fact, I was one of the top image consultants in the nation, but people would come to me and say, okay, now I know how to do this, but how do I
go to the inside?
Go to the inside. How do I learn how to get up in front of a group and speak? How do I get rid of this extra 25 pounds?
Right.
How do I get my self-confidence that I've never had before? I know I look good, but it doesn't match. And hypnosis or hypnotherapy, and there is a difference. Notice the word therapy there?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's the difference. And hypnotherapy was the answer for me. And so that's kind of taken over, and that's what I do now.
Well, how did you make the transition from your hypnotherapy practice to your radio show?
Okay, well, I was on a lot of shows as a guest. And one day somebody said, you should have your own show. So I started last year in January. I started my own show. That's the Dr. Bunny Show on KKZZ 1400 AM from 3 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. You can also hear us on the internet. And the funniest thing is I hardly ever talk about hypnosis.
I know.
But I do talk about health. I do.
Yes, you do.
And it's all health and positive. It's all those positive issues that we can bring into our lives, which the subconscious, which is what hypnosis is, can embrace or reject depending on, what your choice is. I guess the bottom line, Annie, is that I want everybody to know that we have choice.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't recognize that they do. And a lot of people, once they recognize that there is choice, don't know how to choose. So that's what I want to be able to help people with. I go into high schools and I tell my story about being a high school dropout and not realizing that I had a choice. And then once I did, it took a little while to really get it. And so in my mission, my goal is to help other people with that, find the choice and be able to make the right choice.
Well, I think that's honorable.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thanks.
it is. I remember one of the things they taught us was if you can change your thinking,
yes,
you can change your life.
You can change your life.
So if you can change the thoughts, you can actually heal your life.
It changes everything.
Right.
It changes everything.
It really does.
Yeah.
That's great.
And may I give my website?
Oh, please.
If your guest would like to check out my website, it's BunnyVreeland.com. BUNNY, V as in Victor, REELAND.com. And they can learn more about me on my website.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
So what's on the horizon for you?
Well, I'm hosting a little TV show on Saturday mornings now, and that's coming up. And I'm going to be doing some seminars. I've got a lot of things going on, so, just stay tuned.
Oh,
stay tuned.
That's great.
Yeah. And I just, I want to acknowledge you for everything that you're doing. And I know that hypnosis or hypnotherapy has also helped you and helped other people in your life because...
in the Lyme disease world.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. It's one of the tools that I use.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you have to. You have to have... We have to help each other. Mm-hmm. We have to be there to help each other. So I just believe that nobody can do it alone. And, if I can help, that's my desire, my love, my hope.
Well, thank you, Dr. Bunny. You've been a wonderful guest. And before we leave, would you like to tell the guests your contact info again?
Sure. I'm at 805-984-1237. And you can also go to my website at BunnyVreeland.com. I have a show to do in about 2 minutes. So
okay.
Thanks again for having me on.
Thank you so much. We'll be tuning into you soon.
We will. Thank you.
Peace.